Hi, Ross.
Back again, Andy. Are you ready for movement?
I am.
All right. First thing we do is decide who moves first, and we do that with an initiative roll. So, which side do you want to play? Either each side has its pluses and minuses, so it's totally up to you which fighters you want to fly.
Well, I want to be purple. I would prefer blue, but which
Well,
one is
you've
blue? Is that the new Kickstarter?
well, yes, we don't have any allied worlds, but your Empire ships are have blue highlights, so you've got a little bit there at least.
Well, but it's important that we're making a blue set.
We are. And to prove that,
Oh,
so there's one of the first samples of an Allied world ship in their lovely royal blue.
I like that blue. It's a good color.
But
But I'll be purple.
correct. So we look at so we're going to each roll a die, and we're going to add to that the highest rank we have of one of our pilots. It seems to me you've got a rank of 3 with Vandal, but I have a rank of 4 with Dodger. So I'm going to effectively get a +1 to my die roll. Ready?
Okay.
So I rolled
Ah,
a brilliant 2,
so did I.
but I get a +1, so I got a 3.
Well, okay.
So
So you go first.
now, well, that means I have the initiative. There's an important decision to make here. The person who wins the initiative gets to decide whether he wants to move first or whether he wants to move last. Oftentimes, it's really beneficial to see where other people are moving so that you can line up your shot, or move your fighters to best effect. But
S-
when we get to combat, the person who moves first also gets to shoot first, and damage takes place immediately. So it is possible to take out a ship or damage a ship so that it can't shoot later in the turn. So always choices. Here at the beginning, where we're just meeting, I would have you move first.
Okay.
Uh, Movement is a matter of using the maneuver template. And the best way I found to do this is to orient the template just like your fighter, um, decide on the map where you want to go, and then match that up with the hex face and facing on the maneuver template, and that will tell you what the cost will be to get there. The game comes with tokens to mark the starting position so that there's no confusion as you try and figure out your move here, which is essentially like a chess move. So, Andy, which of your fighters are you going to move first?
Um, I think I will move the Wraith first, but just because of something that was funnily said before, there's arrows on those so that you can point it in the direction because sometimes you change direction so that you remember the starting direction of your ship.
Right. So that's why I put the token under your ship to show you which direction you were facing and where you started, and then you just tell me
Where I
where
want to
you
go.
want to move.
I want to go
And right
straight.
now,
Oops, sorry.
remember your velocity is 5, so you've got to move 5 and or spend thrust to change that velocity to move further or less. And then, depending on which way you faced, may cost extra thrust uh,
So
to achieve that move.
I think on this one, so that we can show that, I'm going to go past 5.
So you're going to move forward 5.
I'm going to go forward 6. And then can I turn my direction just a little bit on that? Yeah.
to face that way.
Yeah. Just to see what
Okay.
happens.
So we look on the maneuver template, forward 6, and then one facing change is 6F, F2. The 6 means that that requires 6 velocity to get to that hex. Your velocity was 5, so we will spend one thrust uh, getting you up to a velocity of 6, and we would mark that on your sheet, on your card. You change your 5 to your 6. Making a 1 facing change, F2, means it costs 2 thrusts to make that facing change. So 2 plus 1 means it would cost 3 thrust
Mm-hmm.
to make that move. You're well within the capabilities of your ship, and you are done.
Oh, I thought I was going to get to roll something. I'll have to do something crazier next time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Uh, One
So,
thing to remember
yes.
is that in Interceptor, the firing arc is only the hex row immediately in front of the ship. Close, short, medium, long, and extreme. So
So, sorry, you kind of cut out there after so. So make sure you're pointing the right way.
the
There you
uh, Commonwealth ships are like really close range. The bolt only can shoot at close range. So now it's my turn.
go. Oh, don't I? I only move one. I don't move both.
No, movement alternates.
Oh, okay.
If you
That's good
had
to
to move
know.
all of your force and then I got to react to yours, I would have a really high advantage. So movement alternates. Um, my chakram first, and let's see. So I'm going to want to move here. So I moved up 2 and then up 3. So that's a 5P5 A3. Means my velocity needs to be 5. It costs 3 thrusts to face in that direction. My thrust is 5. My safe operating thrust is 6. I'm okay, so I can make that move. Then it's back to you.
So let's see. I'm going to do something crazy. Let's move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then turn so I can try to shoot your ship.
Really want to get to 8. Do that correct.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 forward and a facing change.
Mm-hmm.
So do the same exercise. Your beginning velocity was 5.
Mm-hmm.
You're in 8F. So that's going to cost 3 thrust to get there, plus 2 for the facing change. So you have to spend 5. Your thrust is 7. No sweat. You're there successfully. And then there's the bolt. Um, I really want to get there. Let's see what it'll take to get there.
I
So
would
that's
like you to
one,
not
two,
get there.
three, 1, 2, 3, and then well, we'll do it anyway, just because. Um, as you can see, the bolt did a really magnificent, fancy maneuver, but it cost him. So initial velocity was 5. He's in a 6 hex, so that's he's got to spend 1 thrust for change in velocity. Oh, and did we update your
I was going to say I need to change my 5 to an 8, don't I? In your first ship, you kept it at a 5. So I don't change the
Correct.
velocity on that one.
Correct. But my
This one's becoming a 6.
yeah. So
And
that's 1 point.
that's the
No
bolt.
sweat. That's the bolt. But to make that facing change, I got to spend 9 thrusts for a total 10.
Total 10.
We look at that's certainly within the capabilities of the bolt, but it's 1 over my safe operating thrust.
So what
I can
happens
still
when
attempt.
what happens when that does?
Well, we turn over the maneuver template and we look at the handy dandy reference card. You can spend more thrust than your fighter has by lighting the candles, which is generally pretty easy. But I 1 over my safe operating thrust, so I'm dancing with the black. So that means I've got to roll my toughness plus the resilience of the fighter. So my toughness is 3, the resilience of the fighter is 2, and if you look at the table, it says I'm I need one, I'm 1 thrust short. So I need to roll 5 dice in order and then get 1 success. As you pointed out earlier, each the basic target number in Interceptor is 7. The dice have a teardrop around the 7, 8, and 9 to show you those are successes. The Aetherstream A, is the 10 face, and that is also a success. So I got to roll 5 dice looking for only 1 success. And I managed to get 4. I wish that was a combat shot rather than just a dancing with the black. So that means I made my success. I was able to successfully do that maneuver.
Well, I vote
And
against that.
I thought you might.
That
Um,
does not seem like a good space for me to be in right now.
uh, true, but you'll get your first shot when we get to combat. But that's basically all there is to movement. It's using the marker, the token, to mark the beginning spot, maneuvering your fighter to where you want it to be, referencing that hex and facing on the maneuver template to see what the cost is in die rolls, to see whether it's within the capabilities of your pilot and your fighter, and if it's not, to roll the appropriate tests as described on the back to get to where you want to go. The consequences of failure range from uh, not getting the final facing you want to destroying your drives and losing thrust to going out of control. And
That would have been better. Just saying for me.
as speaking from experience, I've had bolts miss the roll and fly off the board seriously out of control. So everything pushing the capabilities of your equipment has consequences. Sometimes it's minimal, sometimes it's catastrophic. And that's essentially how movement works.
Awesome. I will see you back in a minute.
All right.